Okay, we're in. We are in, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy CJXY. You already know the vibes.
NK, aka Magnum Pappy, waiting.
He telling me, listen, today another special episode. We're coming with two in a row. We never usually do that, guys. Usually it's just us chatting West, but this time we're coming with two. You've got artist, producer, engineer, a man that can he's kind of doing it all. He's got a couple bangers out this year, and we're gonna
Right.
see a lot more of him. It's my boy Filipe. Tell them something. What's going on? What's good with yourself?
Yo, what's good, my people?
Yo, what are you telling me?
Yo,
So,
how's everyone doing?
bro,
Good man.
I want to say good, but it's been a stinker of a week. I've had a stinker this week. No caps.
I put too much Ray in this drink, bro. Fuck.
Man, you had the stinker of a ball. I ain't drunk. I ain't drunk in ages, but I'm looking. Like I say, we've got a special episode hopefully coming end of the month, so I might have to burst one for that. But no, man, I even
Just
drink.
pour
You a
one.
drink? You a drinker, Philippe? What's the drinking situation like?
Drinking situation. When I turned 18, it was lit, but it steadies down quite quickly, innit? To be fair, for me anyway.
Yeah, no,
When it's with a fam or special occasions, it's lit, but other than that, it's quite casual for me.
no, that's fair enough.
You're definitely a responsible
I
guy.
wish I was that guy. I wish I could say I was that guy. Now we're our group. Us boys are a bunch of alcoholics. To be fair, I'm in remission. A few of us are still going through it. So, not to say no names, but the person that poured themselves through it at the beginning of this episode on a Thursday, on the good Lord's Thursday.
You only live once,
That's
baby.
true. No, facts.
So tell us about yourself, man. For those who don't know you and who are not familiar with yourself, tell us about yourself, man.
Yo, so I'm just literally a producer and artist I'm from Nottingham, or from a small like town, just like outside Nottingham. Yeah, and I've just been doing music for ages. Like I was in bands. I used to play in rock bands and stuff, but then I turned to the hip hop stuff. I just preferred it, innit? So yeah, that's what I'm up to now. I'm 23, and yeah, I'm at uni. I'm actually doing music, like engineering and production there. So that's where the engineering side comes from for me.
That's dope. You know what? You're the second person who we've had on the podcast musically. Obviously, we had Bernard last week, and we have you this week, who was previously not in like the hip hop, rap, whatever subgenre you want to like place onto it, but that sort of music, we'll call it urban for argument's sake, even though I hate that word. But then you move. What like inspired the move? Was there like a particular artist or?
The move was more like, so I was in like loads of bands and shit. When I was like coming up, because I play guitar, and it was just more like a lack of commitment, like would ruin it for everyone. Say if one person doesn't pull up, and the practice session or the recording session would be dead. Do you know what I mean? And I couldn't be bothered with that, so I just started like making like some mediocre beats. It was around the time that Views came out, Drake album. So when that came out, that opened my eyes, because I was already listening. I always listen to hip hop in it, and like other like genres. But when I was making music, it was never really like that. But then I just started making beats, and then I started phasing out a lot of the being in bands and the rock stuff and the R&B stuff we were doing. I just went like completely solo.
That's crazy. What's like? Obviously, we're a group of boys that run a podcast, and that's a headache at times.
Logistics
Logistics are crazy. So talk to us, man. Talk to us about the band stuff, because obviously you're still a young guy, so you must have been really young when you was in these bands.
Yeah, well, I started playing guitar. Like I had like private tuition when I was like, I don't even know how old I was. I was like, yeah. I had normal guitar tuition at school, and then I had like another tutor in secondary school. Then like year 8, I want to say, then like 3-4 years of just like private guitar tuition outside school. So that's where like the guitar stuff came from, and that's where I got into rock, because it just started like acoustic stuff, like pop, like maybe some Ed Sheeran. And then like I don't know, the guitar just like naturally leads you into like, you know, like Oasis, and then maybe some like you get harder into rock, into like Metallica stuff and like AC/DC, whatever. And you just climb that ladder because it gets a bit more interesting as you go up. It's kind of like you start with Drake, innit? And then you start going back to like 50 and Pac and all that stuff. A lot of people don't always start at like the OG people. So it's kind of like that with guitar. And then that, like I said, that phased out. But mainly because like other people really like when you want to make a music career, and it's always like dependent on other people. Like for me, that's just long. So I had to just take charge of myself.
Yeah, no, that's dope, man. That is actually like super dope. And then obviously now, like we're here now with some of your new music and stuff like that. What's the sort of influence behind that? Like, obviously Nottingham's bubbling at the minute. You've got a few people head of the pack. You've got obviously you've got Young T and Bugsy. You've got Hex, who I personally really like Hex. I think his music's dope. So
yeah,
in terms of
he's a good bro. Yeah.
So tell me, in terms of where does your inspiration come from? Is it local? Is it global? What's the sort of inspo?
I feel like it's a mix. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of the stuff I did when I was younger, because I was like a 10-year period when I was doing the guitar stuff and all the bands when I was into all them genres. Like stuff does come from that but it's not like my sole like inspiration. That's just kind of just there when I'm producing. There's like elements of like music theory from those genres that I sometimes implement. But my inspiration mainly as an artist is just like, I don't know, it's hard. Like it's such a vast like various of artists and genres. But like the main people that like I really mess with is like from my area, I'll just list them off first. Like Hex is probably number one for me. I can't lie. Like I think he's just so like underrated. Like, I feel like he's definitely going to be like a massive top 10 artist for the next 5 years because I feel like he's so like easy to listen to, and he's so like you just play him on the radio and pop radio all day long, and it would just fit. Like a granny could listen to him, and us people we like that kind of stuff. But yeah, so from Nuts and like the Midlands area, like Hex for me, and then obviously Young T and Bugsy is quite lit, but I wouldn't say they inspire me. But other than Hex, there's not really other people. Like some of my homeboys and stuff inspire me. That's like the biggest inspiration. When you're in the studio with your boys, that's crazy.
That's a different vibe, man. That's a whole different vibe when you're. I'm like I say, since I've started putting out my new stuff, I ain't really had these lot in studio with me. I think I don't know how I would work it because I don't know if I would be able to concentrate if all you man was in there because I was just like the vibe would just be too nuts, way too nuts. So
I jump in?
Yeah, jump in.
Question? I was just gonna ask like first question is just like where are you from, like country wise? Because
from my parents are from Madeira. It's like a little Portuguese island.
Hey man, like Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo of music.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, if you want to say that. But yeah, they were from there. But I was born in Oxford. But yeah.
And like you speak the language? You speak Portuguese?
Yeah, I'm fluent. I'd consider myself, even though I was born here, like more Portuguese than British.
Like culturally?
Yeah, 100%. Like all my cultural upbringing has been Portuguese.
Do you feel like that's like fed into your music? And like
1,000%, like 100%. Because like I feel like your culture where you're brought up like gives you a lot of values, and you always bring that into your like personality and the way you move through life, and obviously that affects what you talk about and how you go into music. So yeah, I think it plays a massive part, to be honest.
Because I was listening to your track Dunno yesterday on Spotify. Everyone go stream that up right now. And yeah, I felt like I'm guessing it was you speaking Portuguese on the track.
Yeah, on the last verse.
Yeah, and I liked it because it adds something different. Like, and I think like using like language, you can break into like different areas and kind of attract different people, which I thought was cool.
I'm trying to really do that, like concentrate more on it, but I haven't done any more. I've done some other bits, but nothing serious. I'd like to delve into the
Mm.
more Portuguese market because I feel like there's no like outstanding Portuguese artist in
Mm.
R&B, hip
Mm.
hop, drill, anything like that. Like there's some big people over there, but it doesn't really expand from there. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
It just stays
Mm.
in Portugal, and in the UK,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know any other Portuguese artists really.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are, but like there's no one massive. Otherwise, I'm sure we'd all know.
true.
So it's an avenue to go down, but it's not
Yeah,
easy,
yeah.
is it?
Nah, and it like I feel like because like obviously you're immersed in like your culture, but you've also been exposed to like British culture. You seem to be like a good bridge between the two. Like I'm sure you could like bring other people in and bring them on and like expose even like British people and English people to like a different style, a different culture of music, which I'm sure they'll enjoy.
Yeah, for me, that's why I did that Dono song such like a big thing because it was like you even when I got it on radio, like the way I explained it was like it's just like a cultural mashup kind of because it's like English / Polish and there's Italian all the way through in the chorus and there's I dropped some Portuguese bits, so it was just more of a like an experiment / weird project that we went through in the studio, which took some time, but I think the output was quite interesting.
Yeah. No, it worked. Yeah, 100% worked.
Yeah, it did well, like streams wise.
Those who are joining us who are listening via audio, we have the return of our boy Hefe. I know for a lot of our audio listeners haven't heard him in a good few weeks. We finally managed to get bail. For you lot listening, we managed to accumulate enough bail money to get him out, so he's here with us.
Fresh touch.
Spiritual bondage price was high, bro. The bail
Honestly,
was
the bail was extortionate. So guys, you have to keep on listening, please. Otherwise, we're in debt. We're in severe debt.
Let's go, man. I was going back in. But
So
yeah,
what was I gonna talk about? Current wise, Kanye. I think a week hasn't gone by since 2022 started where this guy hasn't dominated my newsfeed. Jesus Christ.
Yo, fam, that's a whole load of fuckery that's going on in there, bro. I'm just saying.
Where do you start though? Where do you start when you talk about Kanye? Like,
bro, I can't like. It's such a storm, yeah. There's like, fam, you can start from anywhere you want, fam. There's just no sense in anything. It's just mad.
It's just a man that's. You know what? Yeah.
That house next to his ex-wife though, like.
Nah, I'm on that. Listen, as someone who's married, yeah, I'm. Let me tell you something. If I get in my bag and you leave me, don't expect me to not have the house direct. If you want to move, we move together. It's us. It's us as a unit.
Toxic.
No way. No, it's not even toxic. You listen. First and foremost, we have kids together.
Man, stop following Hoodville. Okay, yeah, nah.
But nah, it's the kids thing, man. For me, it's mainly the kids thing. It is also as well like the whole thing of like she openly, bearing in mind there was a long period of time where Kanye was like, in terms of relationship wise, obviously he's got his new thing, but for a long time there was no dating thing, and then she was with. Then all of a sudden, pictures of her being out doing dates with Pete Davidson. Nah, you've got to flip that back. You've got to
fam, how that even happened or went about, fam, I don't know.
Billy, what do you think about Kanye? What's your opinions on the mad? Is he a genius? You think he's a genius, or you just think he's mad?
Genius for sure. But then I think every genius is kind of crazy. Do you know what I mean? There's always a madness to it. I don't think you can get one without. Yeah.
Definitely a marketing genius. He knows what he's doing.
I've always said that, bro. God never makes anyone 100%. Like, if he's giving you too much of one thing, he's taking away something else. And for Kanye West, that's common sense. Never had it.
No, do you know what it is? Yeah, I feel sorry for him. Yeah, because everyone kind of saw it in it. Like, he kind of completed the game very early, and then you see when you kind of complete it, you need like good people around you. And he obviously he lost his mum. Him and Jay-Z stopped talking, and then next thing you know, this guy's cutting his hair but missing out bits.
Innit?
That patchy haircut thing. That's when I think he done a lot of crazy stuff in it, but that patchy haircut thing was that was too much for me. That was a step too far.
Donny sold clothes with holes in it, bro. Defect.
Bro,
Listen,
don't blame him for selling it. Blame people for buying it. I'm just a dealer. It's not my fault. People want the product, bro. You know what I mean?
that was a whole vibe. Do you remember H&M used to have like H&M used to have like a whole distressed clothes line, yeah? Like it was obviously a rip-off of like Yeezus and that. It just looked like a man put cigarette holes in your gums, bro. I'll be like, what the fuck?
I'm walking to the bus stop, bro, and I'm seeing a man's nipple, bro. What? Bro, cover that up, man. Stop the foolishness. But like,
honestly, you have to rewind
obviously,
that.
Kanye is obviously the king of sampling. Obviously, 100%. Do you sample a lot in your music, Filipe? Is that something that you do?
I can do it, but I don't know. It's just I feel like it's always long because then you have to get that like process through and like accredited. And I feel like it's just I feel like it's not a complete L because even if they don't grant it and you still use it, like even if you get sued, that publicity is kind of crazy. But it has to be like a worthwhile like sample, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I do it for fun, you know, a little, you know, when you take like a track and you sample it just for fun, for content maybe, but not for like personal tracks, because I just think it's like I can't be asked with the trouble. But it's crazy, like the way Kanye does it, it's unmatched in my opinion.
Unmatched. No,
and the selection's crazy. He always gets the like cleanest samples.
I don't know. Is there like a website he goes to? Like I don't know. Like maybe like, I don't know. Like
YouTube to MP3, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Like it's in my head. Yeah, it's like
Man's on LimeWire.
Honestly, man's still got LimeWire. Them servers must be clear. You must be able to download stuff instantly.
Bro.
When the servers was not serving, bro, that was a severe headache. 4 hours just to get a single.
Just to get a virus, bro.
And not even to get the song that you want. Sometimes it's some next brother.
You got a virus on the side, bro.
That used to piss me off.
Super clean. Super clean. Like,
for those audio listeners, again, we've almost got a full house. We haven't. So Filipe, for context, this is we're GDS. There's 5 of us. How many times there's been 5 of us on this podcast? Probably about
5
one
times.
hand. Yeah, probably about one hand. If I'm being honest, but we all play our part, man. We all play our part. Bring content, bring stuff to the table. The one thing I want to talk about, is pet peeves, and I think it's time that we have this discussion because you see what, there's certain things that I've been holding heavy on my chest, and it's time for me to. I just said I've been holding it, for so long, and I said I'm gonna come on here because, and Filipe, you'll understand this. Boys, you must have had this as well with people trying to come on the pod, See when people try to come to the table, with empty plates, and long bellies. Bro, I'm gonna give you the perfect example for our podcast. Tell me if you man have had this. Someone's messaged you being like, "Yo, I want to jump on the pod," and you've been like, "Yeah, what do you want to talk about?" And people are like, "I don't know, man, anything."
You know, I'm just down. I'm just
down.
Just
down for a good time. They're here for a good time, not a long time.
Oh, like you gotta bring something to the table. Like you've just gotta bring energy. Filipe, this must be you as well, or you must get this. This is the one that you must get all the time as a producer. 100%. Yo, have you got any beats? Yeah. What do you need? Yeah, I've got I've got the beats here. Like obviously you name your price, and then man said, "Nah, can I use it for free?"
Yeah. Do you want to hear my verse first? Do you want to hear me?
Bro, I don't even get that, man. It's just like, they just send it to you, and then they just post their email, and I'm like, I just send them a link to my store, innit? I ain't trying to fuck with that shit. They send no beats to an email.
You're not even trying to negotiate. You're just like, here's my prices. That's it.
Yeah, because it's always long. Like,
Because this year I've decided, and not for everyone, but for you see, if people message me randomly, yeah, and I listen to your music and it sounds like you've recorded your music in a bin, yeah, I'm charging you for a verse. I'm fucking charging people for verses this year. I've had the fucking enough. If you tell me that you want to come on the pod and you ain't got nothing to talk about, you have to pay us each £50. Every member, you have to pay £50.
And the parent fee.
That's a tax, innit?
No, listen, people build platforms in it. As content creators, we build platforms. As music artists, we build platforms. As people, you build a platform. Bro, imagine you showing up to Microsoft first day and being like, "Yeah, let me get a job. What's your credentials? Trust me." What the fuck?
Vibes,
Yo,
man.
imagine.
Trust me, I got this.
No,
I've been
yeah,
using this since primary school.
Well, what's that word? Excel. Yeah, I got that.
I've got that, man.
Just let me have a job here, man. I'll just bust me a job. Bro, it don't work like that. What's your biggest, like, since you started music, what's your biggest pet peeve from like art? Like, as a producer, I know artists are the biggest divas. So what's your biggest like pet peeve? Like you're with your producer hat on.
Me.
Yeah.
I don't know, the beat thing's pretty annoying, to be honest. When people like want beats and stuff and they're just being so, oh yeah. I'll pay you next week or something. Just give me a week, and then they just never message you back and you got to chase it up. Like stuff like that, like it's just the worst. That's probably the worst one, to be honest. When it comes to mixing or you're offering your service, even when you're doing stuff for free and it's just being long, that's the worst for sure.
Hey, you gotta start using Klarna, man.
Klarna the beat.
That's the one.
Put your details in.
You
can do it over 3
score?
months. Yeah, let me rate your credit score, bro.
3 months or pay 90 days. Is it 30 days later or 90 days later or something bad like that?
30 to be fair.
Oh, heck.
I said PayPal credit.
That might be the one, like not even taking a piss. Like I reckon that's a sick feature if you could include that.
Yeah. Just
I'm pretty
hit
sure
up
you
Klarna,
can. I don't know if you can do that on BeatStars. BeatStars can do everything though. BeatStars
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone who's on BeatStars, I don't know. You can just do everything on BeatStars, but what was I gonna say? What else has been happening this week? Current affairs.
Wait, no, I've got a question still.
Go on then.
If like to do with music, you see, like, let's say, yeah, you're a producer, innit? Like, you know, when people are like screaming in the mic, yeah, like, what do you say to them as a producer? To like, yo, like, bro, like, kind of screaming into the mic, like.
Yo,
There's a couple like rappers that do that and like they just don't seem, like they get it.
I've only had it once and I had to I remember turning the gain down on the interface like halfway what I usually do. The shit was still peaking. I told him to stand a bit further back from the mic because it was just too loud. But it sounded good though. Like the energy was lit, but it was just a bit crazy.
No, because I get the energy and that, but like sometimes it's just like comes out all
just right close to the mic, innit?
Man.
Moving back a bit.
Inside the mic screaming.
Nick used to be that guy for me.
Yeah. What's your process when you're making music? Because obviously you can produce and you rap. So how do you do it? Do you like making the beat first and then rap over it, or do you do it like simultaneous, like a bit of the beat, then you write a verse to it and then mix up?
So there's no like set like process, but there is like a process that I usually tend to follow. It's just like make music is like number one. So just make the beat, whether it's for like to sell or to just keep in the catalog. It doesn't really matter. I just make the beat, whatever I'm feeling. But they do tend to change if I'm making it like. If I know I'm making a track for myself, I know what elements I do enjoy as an artist more than others.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm making beats just to make beats, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just turn the mic up real quick, see what happens. Like I've got a little idea if I'm feeling it, and that's usually it's quite an organic process like that. But so for me, it's just about building the catalog as an artist and producer. And sometimes I make songs and I just like, oh, this is sick. Then I'll send it to another artist and let them do as like an idea, and they can just do it all.
Nah, man, you're being selfless. You're being selfless, man.
Not only if I know that you're that person to do a better job.
Shut your mouth, man. I've been living off producers selflessness for about 4 years, bro. this is the kind of thing that I need.
No, but you should do like feature on my track, innit? If you've got a good verse, just feature on it and then get me.
Yeah, man, send it through. Like after, we'll talk about it for sure.
Yeah, cool.
Who's that? So, have you ever been in out like? So, I've been in studio sessions with people. Yeah, have you? And that awkward moment of when you realize, yeah, this song ain't it, right?
Oh
shit.
I said, oh shit, here we go again.
No, but let me tell you something here. As an artist myself, yeah, I can hear it though. There's sometimes I'm recording a song, right? And I go, yeah, this ain't it. Like this ain't gonna be the greatest in it. And like, but I also rely on people closest to me to tell me the truth in it. Like if I'm feeling something, I'll feel it regardless in it. But if all of my people say this song ain't it, bro, like you need to not this one can't see light of day, or you need to go back
don't let it escape the truth.
Yeah, like and like sometimes there's men that will just be like, oh, it's dead, because they want to look like they're being critiqued in it, like, oh, like I'm your real friend, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it real, like, and the song's not dead in it, but you're just saying it's dead. But what, Philippe, have you ever been in the room, like as a producer, especially producer engineer, that must be the worst feeling, looking at someone and they think the song's it, and you know their song ain't it.
Yo, that's probably the worst part of doing this kind of thing, to be honest, because like it's shit to tell someone that the song's dead, innit? Let's be honest. That for them, that could make or break some guys. But I tend to only work with people that have some sort of experience, just to save myself and them, innit? Because I feel like I'm at a level where I'm not boasting, but like I'm at a level where like if I spend like a whole day doing something with someone who's just coming in just to like try stuff and they've never done nothing before, like might not eat, like for me the money doesn't really matter in that sense, because then I'll end up getting I've got enough work to do for people, so sacrificing a whole session on someone that's only just like started rapping or making their first track, like it can be very stressful, because I've done it many times. So I try and tend to people that they've got a couple songs out or they know what they're doing, but that I still get that now. Like I work with some people, and like the other day I had an artist and he's slick, like he makes songs so quickly. The process is amazing, but he just wasn't feeling it. And I feel like, especially with artists like that you know they can deliver, you just gotta like respect it and give it time and relax, because you know what they're capable of. So I try and tend to steer away from those situations, because I feel like it's not beneficial for each party, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if you're forced, like if it's the process is being forced, it's like it's not organic enough.
You're telling them to step away from the mic.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm hearing like, yeah, bro, you kind of wasted your money still on this track.
You're like 50 minutes in, you've got 10 minutes left. Yeah, bro.
Bro.
I can't lie. I'll tell you to continue. Let's finish this off, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's because you're the worst though.
Don't worry. You'd have to put your credits on there. I'll push it myself.
But you know what? Yeah. So you man wouldn't. I think I've told you this story, but I told you this story in confidence. So this is the first time I've told this story in public. Yeah. There was a person in our sixth form that came studio with me one time, innit? And it was horrendous. Yeah. Like
say their name, bro.
Now, I'm not gonna say their name because obviously I'm not gonna say their name.
I'll bleep it out on the edit. I'll bleep it out.
No, you won't. No, you won't. That's the worst thing. I know you won't.
Man increases the volume.
You slow it down as well.
Subtitles.
I'll put it in the group chat anyway. I'll just quickly slap it in the group chat.
Closed captions.
But what do you call it? I went to the studio with this person, yeah, and I'm outside the booth. So most studios there's a booth in it. You can't hear what's happening outside the booth, innit? I'm outside the booth and there's like goons outside the booth, innit? Like I'm talking about like half of like Loxford is outside the booth, innit? So I've got there's goons, there's an engineer, there's a youth worker, there's a producer, there's me, and there's about 4 or 5 men that are like on crud, innit?
Wait, goons and a social worker? Jesus Christ.
Bro, it was, listen, let me tell you something. Loxford Youth Centre, shout out Loxford Youth Centre, innit? That's where everyone who kind of grew up in Ilford probably first went to record their music in it. It was you only paid like £5 and you got an hour in it because it was a youth club setting. So
Yeah.
it was like everyone was like calm. Like you only needed like £5. Even if you saved £1 a week, you could go on a Friday, you'd be calm. Do you know what I mean? On Saturday, the olders used to just basically, unless you was like certified, unless you had like certified rapping credentials, like the olders was not letting you rap on a Saturday. So Friday was probably like your best bet. But this person came and we are outside the booth here, and he's my brethren in it. I've co-signed him. Like I've been like, yo, man, this is so and so. He's from my school. Like
You're
he's
an idiot,
decent.
man.
No, I
I just read the
listen.
chat. You're an idiot.
Oh,
And
no.
then this guy came in and he started, yeah, and everyone started laughing in it.
Oh, fuck, the worst.
And the worst about it is because how the lighting is set, yeah, you can only kind of see the person who's at the computer. Do you know what I mean? Because I've been in there and like sometimes I kind of try and twist my head to see who's out there. Or like sometimes you can maybe feel the shake of the door, like when the door slams in it. Because it's a fire door, so you can sometimes see like maybe the doors kind of like you're kind of like trying to see it in there, but you can't really see. So them men are all laughing, like I'm talking about belly laughing as well, like from the gut, like
Oh,
like
shit.
Kevin Hart is in the booth and he's like giving them a personal stand up, and then the worst thing he walks out in it and he goes, "Yo, what do you man think?"
No, it's no way.
It's no way.
And then this boy, one of the older boys was like, "Yo, CJ, go chat to your boy." I was
True, that
like-
basically means why are you bringing this joke man around us?
Yeah, no, like at that point, like I had to go in there and I think I had to give like one of my best verses. I think the man was in the booth sweating, having to give my best verse to prove that no, I'm on levels. It's just this guy wanted to be brought in it. Like, but I remember waiting with him at the bus stop, innit? He was at the 145 bus stop, and I remember waiting with him.
A
And then he was just, and it was just like, it was very awkward, like, it was very silent, innit? And then he just was like, he's like, yeah, I think my boy's got a studio, so I think I'm gonna record there. And I was like, yeah, that's calm. It's probably for the best. And you see, after that, you see in school after that, he started being like, not off with me in it, but it wasn't the same because
Also, wasn't the same. It was never gonna be the same.
You can't recover from that, bro. There's no way.
Yeah. I think afterwards, his main thing was he didn't want me to tell you, man, innit? So
So he thought if he stopped talking to you, you weren't going to tell us.
No, but the thing is, because he knows what we're like.
He knows how NK and Hefe are like, innit? They will banter on too much.
You think I would find him 7 years later on social media and tell him I heard you're rubbish?
First day.
I think he's gone into other parts of media, so shout out him in it. More power to him.
Man.
But
it's good to try, man. You gotta try.
He's a cool guy though.
Yeah,
he's a calm guy. That's
a calm guy, man.
You know what? Yeah, rapping ain't for everyone.
That's what some people don't seem to understand though. But yeah.
Listen, like football, like anything, not everything to everyone. Like I say, some things are not for everyone, but it's how it goes. Filipe, I know that you're in a relationship. Obviously, this year, 2022, making it cool for rappers to be in relationships. That's my thing anyway. I've started it now. I've started the trend.
Join the club, innit?
Listen, I'm married, 2 kids. I'm there. I won't be calling up girls in these tracks and all these things like that. But you see them man that do that.
The evidence will be crazy.
Like Xavi Alonso, bro. You know that picture? We're just waving by with the boots and stuff. That's you, bro. I'm at the game.
Done.
Do you find it difficult in terms of so you're an artist, producer, engineer in it, so you must have a mix of people coming in. Do you ever feel like if a girl asks you, do you be like if it was a girl you didn't know, right? So not a friend, right? Because if it's a friend, it's different to a customer in it. Like someone's come in, like a vocalist, she's a girl, and she's saying, listen, I want to record at your studio. Ret-a-tat.
You got to
Would
turn
it
them
kinda
background
be-
lights off, my boy. You can't be having them seductive lights in the background.
There's
bruh.
no
the
mood.
broad
to
day.
it.
So mood.
That's
It's
a
pure
bright
LED,
white
white
lights.
lights, bro. All the lightning.
Lights at 1 o'clock in the
White
day.
And you have to bring a friend as well, because
Like,
It's not
yeah,
just
I'm
gonna
on
be me and you.
FaceTime.
CCTV.
Don't worry.
Do you find it awkward, Philippe? Like ever, would you find it awkward? Have you encountered anything like that? What's the situation?
Only a couple of times, but I ended up just going like to our studios at uni because we got like professional studios. So I'll just make it like a proper session. So I won't, because uni's quite like 20 miles away, and I just commute. But I'm there all the time. I'm in Knots all the time. So I usually just like when it's a proper session, I'd rather do it like even with males, like, but with especially with females, I feel like it's better because I feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like it's just a respect thing. Like my girl probably wouldn't care, to be honest. But it's like, I don't know, it feels more professional when it's with a girl. You know what I mean? Like as a producer, working in this space, like I'd rather take a female to a proper, even though my studio is lit, don't get me wrong, but it's different when it's like, we got like $1 million studio to play with. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. You'll be making years of
So,
blackmail beats, bro.
I haven't-
If you miss the wrong girl.
Yeah, I haven't encountered it once or twice, to be honest. And it's always been like singers, so it's not like, it's different than when you're recording rappers or stuff like that. So it's, I wouldn't say I'm a pro in those situations, but it's just more of a professionalism thing. But yeah, it can be awkward and weird, to be honest.
I can't
hear
do
that,
it.
man.
I can't, like, I'll just be honest. I just really can't do it. Like, I got to clear it with the boss. I got any female features have to be cleared. By the
submit these. What's it called? Paperwork. I have to submit the right paperwork. Man.
Yeah, and you have to send me your verse as well. You can't. You got to send me your verse. We can't do studio vibes. You know what I mean? I definitely not no love song. You better come talking crud. You better be on stabbing people with my song.
We called him Shabo, bro.
When you walk into the studio, here's your belly, fam.
Got a live stream the session.
Called a Darko, bro.
Listen, this is the truth, yeah. I wish I could say, yeah, I was like one of those people that's like, oh, like I'm super chill in a relationship, yeah. I think it's my comeuppance in it. Like I was maybe not the best person, and then now it's kind of like it's happening to me. I'm like, oh, okay, like this is what insecurity feels like. I hear that. So I try not to overstep the boundaries and stuff like that a lot of the time. But yeah, man, speaking of women in music and stuff like that, so was it Who We Be, the Spotify playlist?
Yeah.
Released like 12 artists that are gonna be like big to watch out for, yeah, next year. And Any came out on Twitter and was like, I don't know what I've got to do to be included in these lists, but it is what it is. Like, obviously, Any, you know,
the one that done the Black Girls, the Idiot Girls, Slim.
Yeah. And there's
with Georgia.
Yeah. So, do you like? I'm gonna like obviously ask everyone. Like, do you feel like women in music are genuinely appreciated? Like, or do you feel like what's the SP with that? Like, do you man feel like it's talked about, it's appreciated?
I remember
what's
we
your
had this
feeling?
convo.
We had a big convo driving to Ireland, bro. We had a big convo in the car, bro. You man nearly got me in big trouble, my girl, bro.
Hey, it was fun.
I just realized who else was in the car with it. Mrs. NK must have been. Mrs. NK was on smoke.
Mrs. NK was fuming.
He was gonna reach over and crash the whip, bro.
Right. I feel for our safety, bro.
Listen, I was ready to just open the door, tuck and roll, brother.
Tuck and roll.
But Philippe, what do you think, man? What's the SP, man? Do you like? Do you feel like women are like genuinely appreciated like in music? Well, in like we'll talk urban music. I hate that word. I don't know.
What's urban, man?
But I fucking hate it. But
Let's say non-commercial.
no, because
No,
music,
that is commercial.
because rap music, there is
That's the
commercial rap
most
music.
commercial. Black music is the most commercial music there is.
Non-commercial must be anything but pop, right?
Yeah,
But
pretty
pop
much.
can be
Yeah,
urban
exactly. That's what I mean.
because pop's not a pop's not like a genre in itself, is it?
Yeah, it's just
Well, it
popular
kind of
music.
is.
What's popping at
Pop,
the time.
pop culture, like so, pop music.
Yeah, pop
Pop
culture.
culture and popular culture is mainstream, usually white American, but like urban music is more like I don't know what to call it
It's
anyway.
more
But
culture driven.
yeah, like
Yeah.
girls within the scene. We'll just call it the scene in it. I feel like that's the easiest way to.
Yeah.
So girls within the scene. Do you feel like girls in the scene, Philippe, get their flowers?
Yeah, I say yeah. To be honest, I feel like you can be like less talented and get like further than someone who's more talented than you just because you're doing the same thing. Like let's say a female doing drill. Like I've seen it happen like a couple times lately. But I think it's like God's balance in it. To be honest, like it is what it is.
Jesus. Need to get this guy back on the pod another time.
Bro.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's got to be an After Dark's Patreon episode. You have to pay to hear that kind of content, bro.
No, what do you think, T-Cobbs?
That's true, man. They like it. As a female rapper, you do get pushed more.
Yeah.
Like, just based on the fact that you're female. But if you're good and you're female, you get pushed more than a guy that's good. But obviously, even if you're not if you're average as a female rapper, you still get pushed, and they kind of force them into like the conversation and stuff like that. It's kind of like
That's what I've
when
actually
there's
seen it happen. I know people where that's happened.
It's just like you can't, if you're talking about top 5 or top 10, it's like we have to at least have one female in there, even though everyone knows these 6 other guys are better than that one female. But just for, just for the culture and political reasons, you just got
inclusivity.
Yeah, but
does that mean? But is that getting
it's
your
a
flowers?
male-dominated sport. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because the numbers are very skewed to one side, innit? That's why you tend to have.
But does that mean? I'll be honest though, and like Hefe, maybe you were gonna go on to say this, but does that mean that like you're getting your flowers, or does that mean you're kind of just checking the box?
Yeah, taking the box. That's it.
Taking
that's
the box, bro.
But that's not getting your flowers though. So I'll give a case in point. Yeah, right. In my opinion, no. I'm not even going to talk about America because the American music is just American music, isn't it? Like
America. That's how you can put it, because some things don't make sense. Yeah,
there's a lot of things they have males at the top of the game that don't make sense. So I can't expect them. I can't trust them. Do you know what I mean? I can't trust how they're pushing people. Do you know what I mean? So, but
the game's different though.
In the UK, for me, last year, Little Sims had the second best album out of our scene in the UK, right?
Man, let's not lie like this. Right?
T-Cobbs.
It's very subjective. It's subjective.
It's subjective, top five, but top 2, bro.
I'm saying, in my opinion, it's top 2, but it's not up for debate that it's top 5.
Okay, top 2. So you're trying to say it's better than either Gets or Dave's album. That's what you're saying.
In my opinion, hear what I'm saying. Hear me. In my opinion, it's better than Dave's album. Yeah.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be mad at someone for saying that they had Dave's album over Little Sims' album.
So what makes Little Sims' album better than Dave's?
I think how the project is put together. I think track listing is a dying art. I feel like in terms of actually the flow of an album, how the track list sounds. I think Hold on 1 second.
He's choking. That's his excuse to run away. He's
Bro,
running.
do you man think like if Lil Sims looked like Georgia Smith, where do you think she'd be in the world right now?
Oh, she'll go clear.
Oh, clear.
Definitely.
Super duper
Like Lil
clear,
Sims
bro.
is up there.
See, that's
She's
the
up
thing.
there.
Innit?
She's
That's
a very
one of the
sick
worst things as well.
rapper.
Like with male rappers or male artists, yeah, you can be. I guess
Like,
you can stay
Kid
close
stuff.
and you could what's it called still be clear. You get it. But with females, it's kind of harder.
yeah, it's a different market at the end of the day.
Listen,
Like,
if you've
Because-
got to be pretty,
Yeah.
there's no ugly female artist that are at the top.
oh, bro, I wrote it
There's
down,
a reason
bro.
why. There's a reason why a lot of female artists have to like pose naked in their like album covers and all of that. It's the sexuality
They
of it.
don't have to.
Yeah,
No,
you do
T-Cobbs,
to
they
get far. You
do.
do.
But you get,
T-Cobbs,
exactly, bro. Come on, man. You know,
we're talking
Yeah,
about
but that's
Why?
the
you can try and deny it, but you know it's true, bro.
no,
T-Cobbs.
you don't have to though.
If
Because
there
then
was
that's
a,
the same as saying
No.
male rappers have to wear
But-
jewelry and
hold
talk
on,
about
T-Cobbs.
drugs
Answer
and
me
stuff.
this, yeah. Answer me this.
Yeah.
If there was a female
Yeah.
that looked like pot of paper, do you think there'll be? Do you think she'd be at the top of the game?
Yeah, there is
Even if
one.
she was lit.
Susan
Of course
Boyle,
not.
bro.
Of course
Yeah,
not.
of course
It's
not,
just
yeah.
that there's not even an argument. Like there's no argument for that. There's no woman that could look like let's not lie, yeah.
And
Like,
it's
let's
sad.
toxic
No,
masculinity.
but that's the
aside, yeah?
same in the males rap game though.
Absolutely
No,
not. Stormzy's not good looking.
It is.
No, but why?
Stormzy-
Like, why are we judging
Stormzy-
men and women on the
No.
same metrics, though? Rapping in
different.
itself is the same, but the whole package is different. Like, we can't
Yeah,
argue that the
there we
game's the
go.
same.
No.
It's not the same.
Package.
Stormzy's the biggest male artist, but he's not the best lyrically. Like as a rapper, he's not the best.
But
It's
he
his
can get-
branding,
he-
everything
he
about
gets
him.
to push bigger than, let's just say, Little Sims, right?
I
He
don't
would
think
get
so.
a
I don't
push.
agree with that.
You don't think?
I don't agree with that.
You don't
Like, I
think
think
that?
Glastonbury, bro.
Stormzy pushed himself there. Stormzy made
All right, so
himself where he is.
let's
like.
just talk about I understand your bias, and I can feel you.
No,
when
no, no,
even
it's
to
not-
say-
it's not a
you wanna
bias
say
thing.
intrigue,
It's not a
you
bias
wanna
thing,
say
like-
intrigue. That's how much
Nah,
it's biasing you. The bias is biasing you.
Bro, it's not a biased thing, man. When a man's been rapping for 6 years and he's been doing link-ups TV ciphers with like 10 other rappers, and then he does a tune, it goes viral, and he's doing well, and then you know what I mean, they're still doing it independent. It's not like he's getting pushed by the industry. He's just getting pushed by the people that enjoy his music. Like he's
So
in
you
a
don't
pub,
think?
in a
So you don't
tracksuit,
think
and he done a
if you don't think
freestyle
if
and it
Stormzy
went
drops a
viral.
freestyle or if Stormzy
Yeah.
drops a tune today, I can guarantee
It
you
will get
every
pushed.
radio station in the
now
UK
because he's
will
earned
play.
it. Because he's earned it.
Okay, all right, cool. But we're talking about artists that we're not talking about. I'm not talking about an independent, like an indie artist. Like, I'm not talking about me versus Stormzy. Do you get it? Like me saying, I think I've got a song that needs to be on the radio. No, I'm talking about.
Why would they push me like Stormzy?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I'm talking about Little Sims, who lyrically, talent-wise, is one of the best artists that this country has, right?
Yeah.
Male or female, right?
Mm-hmm.
She went to number 2, number 3 in the charts.
Yeah,
Right.
she was in what's that? Venom.
Yeah,
Went to watch it.
bro,
Yeah,
and she had
Bold.
she's doing everything here. But does she get the same push that you feel that Dave gets?
No, you're confusing it though.
No, you're changing. What you're doing.
No,
is you're saying,
let
No,
T-Cobbs answer the question, bro.
yeah,
What I'm
What
saying
we
is
confusing?
Dave and Stormzy were not pushed by the industry. They were pushed by people and they became viral. And because they're hot, the industry automatically have to push them because it's all about numbers. As a radio station, if everyone's listening to Dave and Stormzy and you're not playing them, you're missing out. Like by default, you have to push them. Little Sims, it's like, cool, people, if you listen to her, you listen to her, but she's not the people's champion, basically.
You're saying
Do
she's
you know
more
what I'm
niche,
saying?
like
Yeah, it's like
I
Gets. Same
I
thing.
feel like that's a bit of a cop out though. Like I'll be honest with you, I feel like it's a cop out because
It's not, man. Gets is
it
only
is.
getting
That
the
is.
push now because
All these views are objective, fam. The other day I
No,
heard
they
someone
is. They
say
are.
that Bruno
I think
Fernandes
they're
is a
objective, but I feel
striker.
like
and that he's dead, bro. Yeah, that's what I heard. Everything's objective these days, bro. Everyone's views objective. Yeah, like.
What do you
Because
think
Steph
about the,
London gets pushed.
Yeah, and she just had a BBL,
does.
bro. Of course, she's getting pushed. She was with
Did she get a
Burner. Of course, she's
BBL?
getting pushed.
He's
Of
getting pushed.
course.
It's getting
Say-
Burner
pushed,
wasn't
bro.
moving
say
like that before,
wallah, say wallah, yeah.
bruv.
Man said she
I,
was
don't- I
about
can't I
to come
can't
back on
reveal my
Turkey.
sources, but I know that this.
Hey, have
Trust
you
me.
seen that
Man,
video?
Man
what's my
said 1
sources?
minute.
Trust me. What's my sources? Trust me.
Hey, you saw the
Trust
flight to
me.
Turkey.
Yeah, man.
You see the videos
Yeah,
of the women that are having to lie down on the plane?
on the plane. Yeah.
Hey, Philippe. So, what do you think of the state of radio? This is a good question. We never really get to.
Radio.
Do you,
It's a
you a
bit-
fan of it
it's paid.
or?
Yeah, man. I mean, you can't not be a fan. If you're in this game, you gotta play the game. But it's paid to win. Like the reason why the biggest artists stay on top these days is because they have the cash injection to get played 24/8.
Yeah.
It's just how the industry is like, and it's not an opinion. It's just how it is, unfortunately.
Facts, yeah.
So
Facts, man.
anyone that's signed by a record label will have a really big industry like push because that's their return on investment. The artist is their asset. So if you're signed, your industry like is what it is.
Do you
Rightly
feel like
so.
it's changed now because like people are more like independent, so they've created like their own fan base, and the actual fan base supports them. So they don't. Obviously, it's nice to go on the radio, but they don't need it
Yeah,
as
they
much.
don't need to.
No, I feel like it's true. Like what you're saying is 100% true, and that's like the beautiful thing about social media. But yeah, I feel like you still artists low key like Drake, for example, 100%. Like the reason why his songs go to #1, they are good songs, but
Yeah,
it's because they're being
bullshit.
spun on the radio. How many times you like gone to Capital FM or some shit, and you hear a Drake song, and then you switch it over,
Yeah.
and then it's a Drake song again, and it's just because it's paid. Like he's invested millions to get played over here on the radio, and it's it is what it is. Like the song is good and
Yeah.
it deserves to be on the radio, but it is paid to win. But yeah, at least I do feel like we have a chance as independent artists to get really big, and I feel like radio is still a nice thing to get on, and it is important, but don't expect to be on there all day every day no matter how song you're good is, because that's you ain't getting there just for your song being good,
Yeah.
True.
unfortunately.
This is coming. By the way, I just want you lot to know that this is coming from Philippe, who every song he's put out has been radio played.
She's trying to be humble.
So he try to. I can see it. I can see the. I don't want to talk bad about radio because obviously that's a little love for the radio still. But no, I respect it,
radio's a
though.
good thing though.
Yeah,
Radio
radio
do
is
what
sick.
they have to do.
Yeah.
I think where you are in it. I think, like I said, I think the scene in Nottingham and the Midlands in general, like, is it BBC Midlands that you get spun on?
I get spun on a few, just like Notts Midlands and like and then the Midlands like Lincolnshire as well, and then I got some other radio play like Represent and shit, but that's just because like a couple of contacts and through BBC introducing as well.
Yeah, but like I said,
yeah.
you like, but in terms of, I think it's where you are. Like, I feel like the Midlands in general, kind of, people know, like, especially if your music is good and you're from the Midlands, there's enough of an opening in the market where they're kind of like, there's not like loads of people at the top.
1,000,000%, 100%.
So they want more people at the top. So they're sieving through the independent artists. It's the same with like Northerners as well, like Liverpool, Manny. I feel like Londoners have been spoilt for choice in terms of like artists, like from since the beginning probably of this scene, like from all the top grime artists were from London, and then all the big, like when there was that whole pop era of Chip Diddy Chip and Tiny Temper Pass Out. Remember them songs? Like those were like, that was all Londoners. And then
do you not think Birmingham and Manchester are like they've got a good?
No, I believe
people.
I think they've got great people. I think there's people now. If we're talking the Midlands area, You've got
It's getting some
Millions.
recognition now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like they're getting recognition on a UK and sort of global stage. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's well
Yeah,
deserved.
global, yeah.
Whereas I feel like Londoners, as a Londoner, we are spoilt for choice when it comes to music. Like we don't have to like Birmingham have to get behind, like no matter what side of Birmingham you're from, yeah, you have to get behind Millions. Do you know what I mean? Because if you don't get
Birmingham's had
behind,
a lot of talent though, bro. I
but they
can't
had a lot
lie.
of talent. But I'm talking about when someone kind of pushed through, the whole city's behind them. Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah,
Like
deep.
from Nottingham, like Young T and
Yeah, it's
Bugsy.
true, it's true.
I watched Young T and Bugsy do their like performance thing. What's the arena in Nottingham called?
It's they changed the name. It's like it used to be like Capital FM Arena or some shit, but I can't remember what it's called now. But
Well,
it used to be Capital.
So they were at that arena. Yeah, I watched Young T and Bugsy's performance, bro. It seemed like everybody in Nottingham was there. Like I'm not even joking. Like it seemed like the whole
100%.
city was there. Like, do you know what I mean?
They got to back the boys.
Yeah, like as
Do you think they have more of an
Londoners,
advantage? Because I look at it that way. Like people in the Midlands, like when you're big in the Midlands,
yeah, 100%,
and you get to London, you become bigger than most London rappers.
Right.
By default,
So what?
like
100%. Like I mean, my plan was like to go down London because I love it there and I've got some good connections. But I've kind of everyone that I've been down there like past me in the industry, they said don't come down here because the market is insane. Like the amount of like really talented people that are doing like their song gets 50 to 100k streams and a couple players on the radio. There's tens of thousands of them. Like here, there's probably only a couple of thousand. So just you got to play your cards, and the odds are it's crazy over there. Everyone's told me to just not come in it. So and from what I've heard, it's just it's kind of nice to represent where you're from as well. Like as I've got older, it's kind of like it's kind of nice feeling to have a proper fan base. Where in London, like they'll back you, but then they'll back another 50 artists, which is cool, isn't it? But it's like the Millions thing. That's a sick feeling.
Behind you, innit? I hear
that's
you,
what I'm saying. When they blow in London, they just become like bigger than most London artists because they've got their own city and now they've got the whole of London listening as well.
Yeah. And I feel like in London they take turns.
Like there's like beef in it, so you kind of sometimes you get.
It's facts.
But it's like Liverpool. Like Liverpool know for like the greater good. Like no matter Liverpool's divided it. Like Liverpool's proper split down the middle in terms of like their gang war. Like and it's like
postcode war,
like their city is split down the middle. But the one thing they'll all come together in doing is supporting their artists. You know what I mean? Like A-Star, Trems, even this new kid that Packs and Potions kid. Like, I gotta mix these Packs and Potions, no peace, and I put Slim in the beer. Like the whole
Trent had to go and
yeah,
back him.
Like the whole city is like backing him. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good to see. Like, I like it. Like I said, at the moment where I am, I'm trying to get that city feeling, like that spirit, like in our community. But like I say, but it makes it easier when you've got radio, like the radio, like your local radio stations will support local artists, and you see it. Like I think the Midlands is sick. I always
I think it's the best, man.
Like in another life, it'd be sick to be like from the Midlands, like kind of trying to make music because it's like it feels like it's so untapped here, but it's not a million miles away from London, so you're not like that far away from like the Londoners, but you've also got that nice feeling of like the Midlands being its own place, and then you've got all the unis there. So even if you were gonna do like opening up for artists at unis and stuff like that, you can literally do Nottingham, Trent, Leicester, DMU, Cov in like the space of a month.
You're forgetting Nottingham as well.
Derby is crazy.
Derby, there's bare unis, man.
You could do a month. Yeah, you could do like a month of like
Wolverhampton, all of them.
Shout out Aston Uni. I don't know if I'm allowed back there yet, but when I'm allowed back, I'm there. You get it. I'm there.
They're not letting you back.
Man's active.
It was an accident anyway. Whatever happened, I just want to say, whatever happened, I was not culpable. I was never thankful for what happened.
Did you do it? Maybe.
Maybe. But that kind of brings me on to the next kind of topic, which is like breaking America.
Oh man.
We should just let that dream go, man.
Do you think it's over? Do you think the American
They don't
dream
even
is dead?
know, bro. They don't even know what countries are around the world, man. They
Bro.
give up on them, man.
Fam,
Yeah, that's a
sometimes
crazy
I don't
subject.
even, fam, sometimes I don't even know what if they know what they like in their music, bro, because it's so mad, so split apart, so like it doesn't correlate, bro. The data doesn't
Bro,
correlate.
You know what I'm gonna ask?
GH, there's an American DJ, yeah. When he was just spinning off his track, it was just like, these lot are actually just America, like just hip hop.
Literally,
it's
I
just,
swear
it's
down
just,
there. More times they just go off the hype in it.
That's
Yeah.
what I was about to say. They like whatever's like popular right then and
trending,
there.
innit?
It could
I was
change
going to
tomorrow.
ask you
and
your
they'll
opinion,
like
NK, because NK is not.
Mm.
I think the reason why for people that don't know, NK kind of went quiet because in terms of UK music, NK wouldn't be
He's
the number
overseas.
one. He's a very you like what you like in terms of like American like music and stuff. So when it comes to like the pool of English artists that you maybe listen to as comparison to the American artists that you listen to, what do you think would it take to make the transition?
For me, like I just feel like we're given a lane for a reason, innit? Like when you start trying to run outside your lane, that's when you can just trip because you don't. That's a market that it's not really built for us.
Look
like,
what happened to Skepta.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like look what happened to Chip. Like it's very difficult because it's not really about. They don't really like. I feel like, okay, so I feel like the difference with like English artists or British artists is that like for example like Dave, like we fuck with him because of who he is as a person alongside like the music he makes. So we kind of 100%. Fuck with him differently.
Yeah.
But in America, like they don't really care like what you're like as a person. You can leng people down in Walmart one day and people still fuck with you the next day. Like they don't really care. So
shout out to the baby.
I feel like I don't know.
But then you can say that about Joe rappers.
Of CJXY. Say that again.
You can say that about rappers that we know of. We have CCTV evidence for some of these rappers.
Now, but we like what they're on because. Like,
yeah, but
that's a subgenre.
When it's like
that's a subgenre of music,
and then they're rapping about it. Yeah, the violent side.
That's a subgenre of music, though.
No, but we know, like, what I'm saying is because he said, like, in America, like, someone can just lay someone down in it and rap about it the next week. It's the same thing here, though.
No, it is to an extent. It is.
It's to an extent.
In America, it's just more flipping wild with it, fam. It's like the wild, wild west. But I guess in America, literally, like most of the times, like they give zero fucks in it.
I just feel like
motherfuckers.
Like more times, like when people buy a product, like sometimes, or more time, they buy it into the person that's selling them the product, rather than the product all the time. Like there's bare people that buy a Nike, not really because they like the crap, it's because they like what the brand stands for. They understand like what's behind it. So I feel like as British artists, like you have an advantage because you can actually allow people to get to know you and support you as a person and as an artist, rather than feeling like I just have to kind of do what's popular now because that's all that people care about. For me, that's the difference. Like, and I don't think like English artists should be trying to like break the American market because I don't think they really like this week they'll care about you, next week they might not. But I feel like people from Nuts, they'll support you like regardless of what's happening, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it.
My opinion is that America's just too big. Like you can't break America as a place because what they like in New York, they don't like in Florida. What they like in Atlanta, they just don't like in LA. Do you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
It's like
think?
trying to break. It's like trying to break Asia. Like it's a continent. Like you're not trying to break a country. Like we have to stop viewing America as just like a single country that has like similar views, because the New York scene of music, yeah, is so different to like the West Coast, which is so different to like Southern music, which is so different to like the North, like the Midwest, and like even like look like Chicago drill, right? Or even Chicago rap. You're talking about people like Chance the Rapper and Kanye West and things like that. Yeah, they sound like their scene is completely different to like your Jadakiss, 50 Cent, and then again, like you go to Florida and you've got Julio, like ooh, I smoke Stevie, like do you know what I mean? Like it's so different. Like it's that you the only way you can break America is that if you focus on one place, yeah, that way maybe where you feel like your music would fit. Like for a lot of English artists, it's probably New York, like New York, London.
Yeah, New York is the most closest
like they
to our
feel
culture.
similar in it. Like so you can break there, be bigger there, and kind of get somewhat like some amount of love. Like put it this way, like if you watch Skepta doing Central Park, watching Skepta trying to do like what he did on Venice Beach, you would have thought it was like two different people. Like, do you know what I mean? You would have thought it was like two different like cultures, but it is really, but like is that Skepta that they like the New York culture like was like, oh, it's bars, it's lyrics, it's a quicker tempo, we fuck with it. Whereas New York, like I mean, LA was a bit like, oh, it's too hype, it's too like we're more chill, like we like our kind of we like that lazy kind of like we like that lazy but braggy type.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I agree with you to an extent, because obviously every section of America have their sound and stuff. But when you look at it as a whole, they all listen to each other. Like they all listen to Cardi B, they all listen to Pop Smoke, vice versa, Chief Keef, and all of that. But what I'm saying is, obviously, in each states they have like their own sound. Like each artist is like dominant in only that state, like Chicago or somewhere like that. But what I'm saying is, you see a lot of artists that are able to blow in the whole country. It's not like New York have no artists coming out that the whole of America don't listen to. If that makes sense.
But if I hear what you're saying, and you're right, yeah. But in terms of it's a numbers game, innit? So if we're talking about a percentage of people, like look how many millions of people are in America. Think about how many million artists you like. Even if you go in like Best of New York, yeah, you like on Spotify. I look through the list sometimes. I'm like, who is these man? You go on their page and they've got like 4 million monthly listeners, and you're like, what the?
Keep discovering new people every single time.
Yeah. No, what you're saying is true, but you can name about 10 rappers that are from New York that the whole of America know about.
Yeah, but I could also name.
But you couldn't name one rapper from the UK that Americans as a whole listen to. So if you're looking at numbers wise, technically, then there should be at least 4 or 5 UK artists that Americans should be listening to.
But America, like I said, the problem is that like I say, it's like the top 1% in it. So it looks like a lot, but that's just because if you take like 1% of a billion, it's still a lot. Do you know what I mean? But
I hear what you're saying
in a percentage. So
but
Pop Smoke will get love all over. Yeah. But then that Dusty Locane brother, who is almost a replica of him, only gets love in the East Coast. You get it?
Yeah, but at least there's Pop Smoke that gets love there. And I wouldn't say New York as a city, like that East Coast state, have more of a population than the UK as a whole.
New York has more people in it than the whole of the UK.
How many people in New York?
New York, there's like maybe, I want to say there's like nearly over like 10 million more.
Yep.
There's more.
Wait, in the
UK is 60.
60
Right, so there's 60 million people. There's 30 what?
UK store.
And then how many people are in New York? New York population.
8 point. So it's about the size of London.
Yeah,
Do
London's
you know what I'm
about 7,
saying?
8 million.
But you can name Pop Smoke, Cardi B, like you can list couple artists in New York that the whole of America know about. But
That's
then-
mad though. That the size of a
Do you
city,
get what I
like
mean?
not even well, New York is a state, but the size of a state is the size of like the whole of UK.
Bear in mind, remember,
London
New York
as
is
well.
New York is a small state. It's just heavily populated. You're talking
Yeah.
about. You start talking about Texas rappers. Then Texas is
innit?
the like. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how many Texas rappers there are? Like,
yeah, there'll be
look
a
at the
lot.
size of them. Like, look at the size of how many. Like, and then you get like one or two, and usually there's something attached to it. So, Pop Smoke was the first New York rapper to kind of bring that UK drill influence, but that drill
Mhm.
sound
But
to
why
America.
is that? Why is that? Why couldn't
Because
it be a UK person that
Because
brought
they
it to
like
America?
it, but because it's not an American.
That's my
accent.
point. That's what I'm saying. Because it's like Americans actually do listen to each other. They just don't listen to anyone outside. Even though they have their own subcultures. That's what I mean. Like,
I get what you're
yeah.
saying now, right? I didn't I didn't
Yeah.
understand. People always think that me and you are beefing on this. I just think we're misunderstood.
Swear.
Sometimes.
No.
Do you know how many? Do you know how many messages I get all the time being like, why you and T-Cobbs always beefing? They think me and you beef, yeah, and they think me and Major beef all the time. Me and Major do beef.
Now
all
you
the
and
time.
Major
Well,
do beef.
Major will just start
Maguire,
coming through some Biggie or some next old school rap.
Major's still listening. Major's still got the original NWA. on his phone.
Nah, but obviously,
They just listen to 50, fam.
Yeah.
old school 50.
What, Philly? What's your take? Are you looking? Would you? I suppose you're kind of at like a nice stage where you're kind of getting known in your city, like you're getting
There's a
known.
good Spanish community in America. Like,
Yeah, that you got that.
like,
Obviously,
that's
you
the
got the whole like you
Portuguese,
got the Portuguese,
the Latino,
Latinx.
Latina.
I'll say
Like you can,
Miami.
Don't say
Miami.
man said
Miami.
Miami. That's where we're trying to be. Would you?
Wait,
How would you feel
wait.
about
Pause.
moving?
This guy said he doesn't want another girl in the studio, but wants to go to Miami. It's not making
Miami.
sense.
It's
Hey,
business.
be-
It's
you're gonna
business.
be shipping. Bro,
It's
this guy's
business.
shaking
He'll go with
his
his
ass
girl,
on a
innit?
yacht in Miami. That's what you're gonna be doing.
You're in.
Nah, he'll go-
Yeah.
I'm not. Miami's not for me, guys. I'm sorry. I have to.
Go get
I
clear.
have to
Nah,
bust in
I'm not
Nebraska.
gonna touch there.
The statement real quick.
Imagine
Yeah,
I
I
have
wanna
to bust
touch
in
Miami.
Nebraska. I have to bust in them kind of states, Iowa or something. You
You're
know?
kind of the
Iowa.
border, bro. Fucking hell.
But what would you say about you as an artist, kind of maybe going over to America, or like the American draw? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, what do you have any?
It's a bit. I feel like if you're doing like grime or drill or UK rap, it's really difficult. But I feel like artists like Hex and trying to think of people that do like that melodic rap. I feel like
like
there's
Bro,
like a
Like DBE.
tenfold chance of getting big there compared to if you do UK rap like Skepta or Chip would struggle in America
Yeah.
because they just don't like that sound. I don't know why. It's just everyone goes there. All the big UK artists go there, but it just doesn't stick. Like they get a good fan base, but it doesn't stick. Do you know what I mean? They'll never do Billboard top 10.
yeah.
It's so weird. But if you get a melodic artist, someone like, so imagine if Post Malone is from the UK. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. M.
Something
Humphrey or
like
something
that.
like
That would bang. I mean, I know Drea's doing numbers. If you guys, you know, with that TikTok song I went about, you know that
I've never been with a baddie.
Yeah, my boy,
Baddie.
my boy like
Baddie.
produced for that for a couple of times.
Oh,
And I
he's
know
gone
that
clear.
she's probably the biggest UK artist, UK rapper, like in America, like right now. No cap,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Numbers are insane.
Due to TikTok.
I think TikTok's a crazy platform for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out, my
100%.
fans, shout out all my fans on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok.
With the TikTok fans.
But it's true though. It's true. Like social media has changed the game altogether. Like I say before, you had to.
Yeah, you don't need these
There's only
big
one way.
companies like that. No more.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
like that though. It's giving control back to the artist.
Yeah.
Get on like 2-3 like viral TikToks, fam, you're clear.
It's
Bro,
true.
you just need
Bro.
one. Just one, bro. Just one.
There was a man making TikToks about.
What's it called? What's that thing that they call it? one hit wonder, fam. One's
That's
not
what
enough.
you need. No, that's what you need,
True.
bro.
No, to get a bag, yeah, but not if you want to sustain, bro. Not if you want to stay and like what's good.
No, depends what tune it is.
Yeah,
Because
it
there's some
depends what
one
you
hit
say.
wonders. Because there's some one hit wonders that if we're being honest, like, let's talk about the biggest one hit wonder of all time, Coolio. Yeah, man's still touring. Coolio
And
still
then,
has tours.
Of one song.
What's his name?
Of
Bobby
one song, I
Shmurda.
can't name another Coolio song.
Wait, Gangster's
Bobby
Paradise.
Shmurda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bobby Shmurda went to
that's-
prison, bro.
Hey, but that tune there, though. That tune there.
yeah, it's cold.
But
Hey,
do you know-
at music, they always run that tune.
Do you know another Coolio song? Can you name another Coolio song off the top of your head?
No. That's the one I knew. As soon as you say Coolio, I was like Gangster's Paradise, bro. Because
That's it.
what else?
I think Section Boys are gonna be like that.
Section.
I think Section Boys are gonna be like
For what tune?
that. Luck Off.
There we go. Nah, don't be silly. Bro, don't push it, man.
They've got
It's
other
just,
good songs. They've got other
but I
good
don't want to
songs.
diss Section, but that's just our time period. That's it. And even then, it
man.
wasn't like the best.
Oh, come on, Dad. Don't tell me that you don't think that song would lock off a rave now. Alright, Philippe, as someone who goes uni, you're in uni still, so we're out of uni clubbing, innit?
Loved it. Don't get me wrong. I loved it, but I know
No. T, imagine, yeah.
songs,
what's
bro.
called-
Play it right now,
imagine
it will not be the
COVID.
same thing.
COVID's gone by, yeah.
Yeah,
Clubs are open, yeah.
yeah.
Donny, DJ's lit set, yeah. And next thing you know, man, the wheels are up, and you go, you know the start to
Yeah. Whoa.
What you know about Lock Off?
Whoa.
Bro, get Lock Off. Listen,
You think,
listen, man.
Watch
Hey,
Do you know what it is? You guys are looking at it personally. Take yourself
No.
out of it and
Bro.
look at it.
Bro.
We've got the perfect person to ask.
Yeah.
Philippe's not from
Chat to
London,
us.
so he's not from London. So
You
Section
will know it.
Boys.
Yeah.
So
You know music
I
though.
assume you know who Section Boys is, yeah. I assume. I hope. Like obviously, this conversation is null and void,
They're
innit?
called Smoke Boys.
No, he knows who
Put some
Section Boys
respect on
are.
their names. You don't know
they're
them
not
like
Smoke
that.
Boys. They're Section Boys. There will always be Section Boys. It's like Bow Wow trying to come
Smoke
out
Boys,
and call
bro.
himself. Listen, whatever. Section Boys. They were Section Boys when they made Lock Off, innit? So that tune, yeah. As someone you're not from London, yeah, but you're out of like the London bubble. So maybe I'm thinking of this with my London bubble hat on, innit? But if that song came on now, you don't think that song was like slap off in a club?
It probably would slap. It would slap.
Yeah, but to be fair,
You don't know crashing bottles into each other.
Is it gonna last the test of times? That's what they're saying.
yeah, I
That's
don't
what we're
think it
talking
will.
about.
I
I
think
don't.
so.
I think with our generation, yes. With anyone else, they'll look at you like, what?
I bet.
Mm.
I can see that song making a comeback on TikTok.
Possible.
Well, it's gonna have to be a power cut in the whole world.
I think it could. I think it has the content to make it viral on TikTok still.
Like, do you know what I mean? All it would take is like someone like,
Like one skit with that.
hey,
Yeah,
look,
one.
man, what you know about Luck Off? Boom.
why is man trying to beef me?
Yeah, yo,
Rapping ain't dead.
Trapping ain't
Listen,
dead.
I hope so, but
Mm.
bro, they got the biggest push. When we talk about push, they got a push. They're the people that got a push.
Just from us,
What?
and that's why they're not around no more.
No,
They got a push from
Drake.
Croydon.
From Drake,
Yeah.
from Croydon,
from
the whole
his
Stormzy was pushing
Her
them,
Majesty's
Captain Con was
prisons,
pushing
bro.
them.
They've got a
Even
push,
Chris
bro.
Brown was pushing them. And
Drake's
then
been pushing loads of UK artists, to be fair.
Yeah, but remember, Drake went to their show.
Do you know
Yeah,
what?
that
I've
was a
always found
shot
weird,
down.
yeah?
That.
Yeah, and he
You know-
performed like.
Am I the only one that always finds it weird that Drake and Stormzy have just never collabed? Or
I don't
never
find it
been
strange.
like-
I think it's strategically done. I don't think
Do you think-
Stormzy
Why
wants his
do you think that?
legacy to be like, oh yeah, he became the biggest ever UK rapper because of Drake.
You don't think
I personally think that's what it is.
Stormzy. You think it's Stormzy.
But he's already
got-
one of the biggest UK rappers.
Fam, you-
so
I know, but he rejected the verse from Jay-Z. He's done Glastonbury. But I personally just think Stormzy doesn't want anyone to try and discredit his work. Like, for someone to be like, yeah, but it's because of Drake. That's why he is where he is. And it makes sense. I get it.
but he's
'Cause
already
he
done
technically doesn't
Glastonbury.
need
Like,
Drake.
Or maybe do
Yeah.
you think he might be worried that he might not get the best verse?
Do you think Storm?
That's a
What do you
good
think
point.
Stormzy's worried?
You don't need
Do you
it,
think
man.
Stormzy's worried of that, or do you think Drake's worried of
Nah.
that?
No, that Stormzy's worried about that because
No, that's a Drake. Drake's worried. That's. I just want you to point out that's a very Drake thing. As anyone who listens to Drake knows, Drake does not do
Oh,
songs
yeah.
where he doesn't have the best verse on.
Or
It's true with
one,
Heady, he didn't.
or one of the best.
Here,
Yeah.
after that, you see, after that Heady song, I think that's now Drake done with the UK. You know, he's gone back to Jamaica. After Heady spun him, I ain't seen him bang for England as hard as he was. He tried to jump on that drill. Man said I never heard drill in Atlanta. Abdi Hamza. And then Heady, but the problem is that was that M1 on the beat that made that beat?
M1 on the beat.
M1 on the beat. I feel like it was M1, yeah. And he made that beat was made for Heady, yeah. And then someone else tried to jump on it. Like you can't jump on that kind of beat with Heady, like nonchalant Heady as well. Oh, Daddy,
Heady's, yeah.
Then you know what I'm saying? Like once Heady gets into that bag, hey, growing up eating up rice and tuna, I was in the that's Heady.
Like, nigga, what?
Heady doesn't even need to. Heady just start when he starts getting on that flow, he's done. Like it's stupid.
Yeah.
But Drake does it with American artists as well.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Did you hear about what happened to Drake?
What?
With the girl.
What's
Oh, bro, I had to clap for him. I was like,
Flag B hot sauce.
Stay strong, my kings. Stay strong, my kings.
That's fucked up.
bro, I can't wait to hear it in the verse. Oh, she thought I was gonna get some baby, but she got some hot sauce. Hey, I'm waiting for it.
It's coming. Trust.
I'm waiting for the African Cup of Nations bar. I think Drake's gonna have an African Cup of Nations bar. Watch. He's gonna have a bar.
He definitely will.
I expect everything from that guy. You know.
Yeah, no,
he's a chameleon who'll do anything for the bag, bro.
No, but you know what it is? He does it from like.
He's a lizard man.
He actually gives. He gives though. That's the thing. It's not like he just comes and just does a verse and then cut. He actually he brought J Hus out when he was here. He's jumped on verses. He's performed. He's had Skepta gigs on his album. Like it's genuine love from him.
That gigs. I think that gig song. I think there's a reason why there's a second gig song on the album. You know, I think he knew what KMT was in it, and I think that's why he was like, yeah, no, I have to show people that maybe I can out-rap gigs. There's a reason why he does songs with people like JB Blockboy, and like he doesn't like Drake does not like being outshined. That's why,
bro. It's hard to say, man. When he bodied Meek Mill, I couldn't discredit him again in my life, man. Meek was my guy.
He bodied Meek Mill, and then he jumped, and then this way it's like, yeah, it's like being a boxer, yeah, and like I win like 14-0, yeah, and I'm bodying people, and I get one half decent name in it, and then all of a sudden I decide to jump in the ring then with Pusha T. Now, bearing in mind, yeah, Pusha T may not be the most commercially successful rapper, but in terms of but
Pusha T cut deep though. Pusha T caught him when he wasn't looking.
Man said, you got a kid. That was it. And then the blackface picture, it was game set matches.
It was done out. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Once I saw the artwork, I was like, oh, this is over. And then the blogs went crazy. Shade Burrow went absolutely dumb. Like,
I know Meek was pissed off. Damn it, I should have done that.
Meek didn't know. Meek didn't have the intel. Meek was like,
yeah, but he could have made it up, man. We all knew.
Pusha had the nuclear code, bro.
But no, I think that was super. I think that rap battle is super intense. Would Filipe, if anyone had a verse for you, would you send back, or would you just tell them to suck their mum and dip?
I don't know, man. I think that's just like subject by subject matter. Do you know what I mean? Depends.
Depends on
if the person that's sending for you is big enough, then you reply.
Yeah, if they're bigger, then fuck it, is what it is. Even if you got to hold the L, it's not really an L.
Yeah.
You got
my chat stopped working a minute ago, so I don't know if you guys were saying anything.
No. It was. I think it's okay. I think in terms of it'll stay. But no, I don't know. Like if say as you man who are non-rappers, yeah, like you were a rapper, yeah, like you were like kind of on the come up here, and someone had a verse for you, like would it be level or would it be pride that makes you write a verse back?
Pride.
I'm not writing a verse, bro.
Oh.
I'm going on 123 directory and I'm seeing where you live. I don't rap.
Shoot.
Don't be silly.
That's it.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly. I'm gonna camp outside your crib.
The man say my name, I'm hearing. That's it.
Nah, fam, I think it'll be both, man. Because one, it could help with the exposure in it,
Publicity and that. Yeah, it's true.
and two, like man can't let it slide. Even
Is
if
it like?
if
Is it
I
deeper than rap though? Is it deeper than rap, or is it just like, yeah, we'll keep this strictly? It's like Chip and Bugsy.
if I
Like,
lose,
are we
if I
keeping it?
lose,
This is business.
if I lose, best believe I'm on what you're on, NK, bro.
If I lose, then you're pissed.
It's true.
Like I said, the Aaron said W.
If I can't beat you on a verbal, then I'm gonna have to beat you on a physical.
It makes sense. That's just go to the person's crib like Stormzy did. He's like, yo, bro.
Yeah, I think Stormzy knew.
He had the right idea.
In a lyric with Chip, so he said, you know, fuck it.
He's like, yeah, let me pull up.
I could definitely fuck him up in a fist fight though. And
That's it.
I could definitely punch man
It's
up.
half Stormzy's height, bro.
He was like, I definitely punch up Chip. Like Chip's never been bad. He lives in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I could definitely. If I pull up to his crib, I'd definitely fuck him up.
And then Chip is out here just like,
boys.
in business.
This is business. Pulling up in the Lambo truck.
Banana
seeing what you're
wine.
on.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd write a verse for someone. Maybe the sport. If it was like purely rap, yeah, maybe the sportsman in me would be like, you know what? I want to in it. And there's been times, yeah. There's been people in the industry, yeah. I thought to myself, you know what, yeah. I'm just gonna put like a jab in there for you in it, like not a full verse, it's like maybe a 2-bar, just let you know that like you're fucking like there's things that people have done and I've not liked or whatever, and I've kind of just think maybe a 2-bar, maybe a 2-3-bar do you know what I mean? But then I just thought to myself, nah, man, it's just not even worth it. Do you know what I mean?
Would you let the person know that you were going to say something about them before you said it? Or you just
no, absolutely not.
I'll tell you, like, I'm gonna put this in my song. How you take it is up to you. But
No.
I'm
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after I've done it. I'll be like, just that you know. But I'll tell your name though. I'd make it clear that it's like about you. Like, I'm not doing indirect.
Indirect.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you meant something like, oh, I was gonna say something about you in a song, but you're lucky I didn't know. I thought that's
no, fuck that.
No, I'll say something like my thing would be direct. Like it'll be like, yo, MC Steve, go suck your dad. Like,
Not moving like Tupac.
did that mean that? I want you to know that there's no and if buts or maybes. That what's that about me? Like, you know when Chip was saying, even if it's 50, if I feel like it's 50% at me, bro. If I'm dissing you, it's 150%. Like you know it's you. But
live and direct.
I don't know, man. But Filipe, tell us what you got coming up, man. What's 2022 looking like?
Jeez, just trying to just drop music and just make content and really branch out, like get some good placements, like producer wise, because it's coming good, but we'll push it a bit harder. But yeah, that's me. Pretty simple.
When's the next? When are we expecting the next song? When's the next outing?
Mid-Feb at the latest, just like first week, second week of February. Just got to pattern some logistics and boring stuff.
Oh, so soon.
That's an admin work.
So
what was that? Sorry.
I like that to be fair, because the last time when Bernard came, like he told us like what he wanted to do in like a specific amount of time, and obviously what we like to do in here is we like to keep people accountable. So from you, Filipe, like just give us like, obviously we could speak to you again in 6 months, we could speak to you again in a year, we could speak to you again in 3 months. So just let us know.
Tomorrow,
maybe like we can speak to you tomorrow. You never know. Like
you could be on the podcast.
Yeah, just give us like give us your short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, and obviously when we come back on here, we'll have a chat and see where you're at.
Well, like streaming wise and numbers, like kind of like
yeah,
that.
anything.
I don't know. I just usually go like streams. Like I feel that's a good indicator of like your output. But by the end of the year, I'd like to have like 250,000 streams on Spotify. I only dropped like 3 songs and I got 40K. So there's no like you always gotta go up, innit? Like like I feel like it's if I fall short and it's like 100 and something, and it is what it is. But go big.
Bro, it's still wavy.
Bigger and better, isn't it?
Love it. Love it. That's a good mindset.
You heard that here, guys. Get Filipe to 250K streams.
Yeah. And then
Get
after
into
you've
the
done
number.
that, do the same for me as well. Come on, guys. Just spin across. Listen to all this songs.
Support the man them.
Support the man them. That's it.
Nah, but
It's facts.
and I'm gonna ask you now the hardest question that you're gonna be asked on this podcast. What is your favorite song that you've released?
That was probably my latest one, Sinner, to be honest. Actually, I don't know. That Dunno tracks was pretty. That was a vibe. That was fun. So those two for sure, because one was like really fun, like a collaborative project. So that, and then as a solo song, Sinner, my latest one, because I feel like it's a bit of a vibe.
Yeah, still. I was thinking. I was like, if I had a zoo drink, for Sinner.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's that kind of one. Yeah,
It's that type of one. I was thinking, but I don't smoke anymore, guys. Don't smoke.
Feelings, bro.
Filipe, who's
I
someone
might do
that
one
you'd
just for
like
that
to
tune.
work with though? Filipe, who's someone that you'd like
number
to work
one,
with?
Hex, 100% for me. Number one, like over people that are like way bigger. Hex, because like the Nottingham thing does play into it a bit, but like his sound and he's got a really chill personality. Like I know people that are in his inner circle, and I know so it's not too far away. And I spoke to him, but I feel like it's coming in the near future, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing that collab, man. I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
I want to.
We'll see.
Somehow we need to get Filipe to do a collab with DB. A DB collab. That'd be
Talk about pussy and eating pussy a lot. You get them.
I don't know about that.
Jesus.
Don't
talk about it.
Talk about it.
You guys don't think that's crazy? They're all married up now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I swear, I just got a wife in and he's still talking about yamming pussy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I suppose his girlfriend knew what he was on beforehand though. Like
no. That's me at the office. That's office to me.
She didn't marry him. She didn't marry him, and then he started talking about eating pussy. Do you know what I mean? Like years of this. Like what's coming. Anyway, she married knowing that he's talking about her pussy. Like it's not even like he's talking about random. For a long time. Think about it like this. Yeah, I don't know how long they dated for before they got married, innit? But even if you look at that, their latest song,
at least once he spoke about her pussy, you must have.
Like, but I'm talking in their latest song overseas, like he's married, isn't it? Like he's married, and he's talking about. He said, she sat on my face until her legs went weak, innit? That's the He's obviously talking about his wife. Like I don't know if like.
I know, but when you just said that, in my head, I just thought of when I sat on the toilet for too long.
No, wait, stop. Why are you marrying yourself as a woman, though?
No, fam. I was thinking, what the fuck?
Why are your legs going weak?
Bro, I was like, this is bad.
Done.
Scotty.
On that
I see you. Keep up the shirt, man.
I see you, bro. I see you.
That DB collab's risky, I can't lie. It would have to be like a production thing, because like I feel like you talk about something and then you just get like pussy eating bars the whole way through.
You got a pussy eating bar on your score.
Non-disclosure or something. No pussy eating bars.
They wouldn't be DB. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, true.
You listen to DBE knowing that you're gonna get that. Like, at some point.
That's how you verify it. That's how you verify, official DBE, bro.
Has it got a pussy tick?
Type B.
Yeah, it's them. They don't even need a blue tick. They need to have a pink tick on their thing, bro.
It's like, and then you know how many artists have that though? There's some artists that have like signatures, like super like signature. Crepes one is telling people to go suck their mum.
Yeah, he loves
It,
that.
it has to be.
Yeah,
It's not a Crept on Code. It's not a Crept on Code song. If Crept tells someone to go suck their mum, or wishes an illness on someone. So he's wishing he's either telling you to suck your mum or wishing your illness. Do you remember when he told someone like, "I hope your friend gets Ebola"? Is that what he's waiting over that? Or when he said,
Ebola was not a threat at all.
I hope you get COVID-19.
Jesus.
No, bro, Crept really says things like that. Heady talking about making food in jail. You have to get a making food in jail bar.
Oh yeah. Fredo, what's it called?
Selfridges. Yeah, Selfridges are
Oh
Harrods.
yeah,
Selfridges.
yeah. Have you seen the video when he was driving past it? He goes, "Don't go, don't do it."
Put 10K
strong,
in
stay
the
strong.
passenger side.
Remember that? Say song.
Stay
He went to
strong,
bag
stay
up in
strong.
Harrods. Oh, it's over.
Talking about African food.
Who?
J Hus, African food.
Yeah,
Jay
facts,
Huss-
100%.
Yeah,
J House
he
can
did.
talk about anything he wants, bro.
He knows about the jollof rice and salad cream, fam.
Yeah,
Oh, bro, you see when he said, I thought it was just me.
That was
I kept it as a secret, bro. I said,
Nah, Jay Huss has got his Swarms has like running into someone's house. For someone who played football for a long time, he's got a lot of crud on his credential for someone that played for Charlton until they was 18. I don't know what happened. Like there's no
That was his
verification,
cardio, bro. His
but
cardio was running from feds, bro.
man said he ran in people's houses. That Swarms that ran into the house.
That was his, what's it called?
Warm up.
Warm up.
Mm.
Bro.
And the best one is Cash. Cash always talking about being in Jamaica. That's Cash talking about doing credit in Jamaica.
Cash's album is slept on differently, man.
That's a comment. We're gonna have to have that's a whole podcast. Like,
yeah, 100%.
This is what happens when you get, what's it called? You get deported. This is
and
what
like,
happens.
everyone's scared Pretty Patel will be watching them in the comments. Oh, you like this stuff, eh?
That's how she's catching people. Word.
Yeah.
She's catching. Listen, free Cash 100 times. I think it's so sad, man. I think we'd be talking about him in the same breath as like. I believe genuinely that big artists in terms of
he'll be with their Gigsies and Gets and Skeptors and that. But I feel for him.
But obviously, man was.
I remember his first tour when he came back. What was it? Was it the daily
time I don't talk? Oh, he's daily, and then he dropped that.
Yeah.
Uber Eats.
Anyway,
like that drill song that he did. That was cold.
Yeah, that was cold.
Cash was, it's sad though.
Cash.
Do you have a signature? Like, do you have like a go-to?
Well, like bar or like topic.
Like a go-to, like a kind of go-to bar, or like even like a slogan, or.
That's a hard one. I don't even know. I'm trying to just think. Not really, to be honest.
Hey? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I don't really have. Nothing comes to mind. Like, I just feel like I'm just talking about like my own personal life. So I feel like that slogan thing just comes. I feel like it all comes after you drop a couple of songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like your fans kind of start it, then you start like not milking it, but like you start like running it up.
Yeah, you run with it. Yeah.
You do run with it. It's true. Some people say at the beginning of every song, "Fucking losers."
That's true. J Hus, the whole ugly thing as well.
I'm talking about myself, you know. I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, he's talking about himself. Oh my!
This guy has a couple, to be fair.
J Hus is ugly. That ugly thing.
UK soundboard, literally.
Yep.
And on that note, free Kojo funds. I don't know where he is right now, but free him from the bondage of life. But he's done that again. But
he's got him in a headlock right now.
Honestly,
you might sleep on Kojo, man. He had
He's sleeping.
bangers.
He's sleeping on himself. Where is he now?
Bro, he's barely releasing anything these days.
Fam, neither's
I
Jay
can't
Huss,
remember last
man.
time.
His last release was
Whoa.
2019.
Huss is gonna release an album this year. I'm telling you, Huss is gonna release an album this year.
J5 set us up, so I'm not falling for anything until I see it.
T-Coms, you know Kojo and Jay Huss are on the same level, fam.
No,
What
they're
did
not.
you say?
They're not. Don't get twisted. I'll never say
Jay
that.
Huss
Don't
and
try to
Ghost
put those words in my mouth.
Jay
I'm,
Huss
I'm not even.
Don't do that.
and go sleep and wake up. You know what he's about.
Nah, man, come on, man.
Nah, bro, remember when he went to Penn and he came out with the album? Stupid.
Yeah. Stupid. Jay Huss is clear, man.
Huss is the best.
He's got
man.
bare sons, and he's not even a legend yet.
Huss to lose his son, bro,
Well,
and he's still
He's
starting
got
out the
well
game.
the whole like I'm not even being funny here. Like the whole of the Afro swing.
Afro swing sound.
Yeah, the Afro swing song is like that's his sound. Like you can't do it Afro. Like
Yeah.
That's his daughter. That's his son.
that
Yeah.
the sound is his son. Like if you dabble in it, like put it this way, yeah.
No one does it better than him, bro.
Like
Yeah,
no one does it
Yeah,
close
100%.
as good as he does it. Like
He's
as much
Got
as
so much
Keon
swag,
tries,
that guy.
like, as much as
it's so
Keon
unique.
says he
So
does it
slick.
as good.
Clean.
Yeah,
Yo,
he's just so slick with it.
when I think back, like some of his old schools, like some of his songs, I don't even think a lot of people know. Like, yeah,
Dubai.
De La Joe or all of that.
Ella
Even
Shaw.
the song that he had with Kodo, they had a song, they had a tune
Like-
together. Or was
Did
it
they
a
have a
tune?
tune,
Did they?
or was it just
No,
was
no,
it
I
just
think the
Jay Huss
Wolf thing.
remix?
Oh, he had a remix. He had a remix to it.
Yeah, the remix. Yeah.
And the remix was better.
Look. Yeah, it was.
That's my biggest fear, you know. My biggest fear is someone remixing my song and better. Listen, I will do an LMA and have that
Listen,
song
do you know what's mad? I
waxed
thought
off.
it was even his song. I thought he banged it
Yeah, I
so
thought
much.
it was Jay Huss's one. I can't lie.
I'd listen, you would see me turn to LMA, I'd be in my
Look how
petty
bad that
bag.
Mm.
I'd be in my petty bag. That song can never ever see.
What,
That
Buddha?
song would be on. You can't even have that song as a ringtone.
Which song is this?
Like LMA, when LMA dropped Tripping and
Buddha.
then Jacquees. Was
Oh,
it Booed Up? Or was it
I
Tripping?
don't know. Listen, I can't lie. Yeah, she should just shut everything down.
Yeah, and then Jacquees released the song, and everyone's like, Jacquees has got the best version of the song. And the minute that whoever sent that tweet and that tweet got 1 million retweets, that was the day when that's when LMA entered her petty bag and
I
said,
would-
"I don't
bro.
care."
You know,
Yeah,
it's only when I grew older I realized why Jay-Z and Kanye did what they did for Otis. You know,
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because bro, the numbers were stupid.
Yeah, like
The
Yeah,
YouTube
they were
numbers.
crazy.
But yeah, I think it's time. It's time to go. Guys, we are updating the playlist. A lot of you MFs still ain't subscribed to the YouTube channel. I don't know what that's about, to be honest.
motherfuckers.
People are moving
yeah.
mad.
Subscribe.
For me.
Press the bell, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's free.
Press the button.
I'm lying. Subscribing is free.
It's
Listen,
free.
shout to all our people. Shout to all our
have a
Spotify
soul.
people. Shout out to all our people that listen on Anchor. Shout them out. But you see, if you're listening on YouTube and you're not subscribing, hey, go suck your mum.
But before you go and suck your mum, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Just
Press
happy.
the bell for
Anyway,
notifications.
The only way you can't suck your mum, the only way I'm telling you not to suck your mum is if you hit the subscribe button right now.
Personally, if I was you, like, man doesn't want to be sucking his mum in it, so. But you do you
It's
though.
a bit.
If you want to
Like,
go,
each to their own.
that's
To
not
their
about.
own.
Philippe, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you've
Come
enjoyed
on.
our madness, and you're welcome on the pod anytime. Anytime you want to come back, anytime you have anything to promote, anything, just let us know. And we'll get you back on here, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Our first
You got to teach us
Midlands guest as well.
Portuguese.
Bro, I'm on that, bro. I'm on that weekly lessons.
Yeah,
And
I've only
listen-
got one word, cada boca. I went Portugal quickly in it, and that's the only word I learned.
Nah, bro.
Like,
Hey,
shut your mouth.
Man went Afro Nations. You didn't go Portugal.
I did. I was there. Wait.
Yeah,
How can you tell me I wasn't there when I was there?
Throw this guy out, man. We've had it off.
Hey,
We've had it off.
don't worry,
Why
they
do
don't
you
they
say-
don't speak another language apart from English. Leave them, man. They haven't been to.
Who told you
They
that?
haven't been there.
Who told you that?
Wait, did you say
You
they
ain't been
don't
in Portugal?
English? Wait, did you say in Portugal they don't speak another language than English?
No, I'm saying you guys
us.
don't.
He said we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, it's true.
But
Nah,
I
we
Speak
do.
four
You
different
guys,
kinds of nigga, bro.
you guys should just cut a book.
What does it mean?
This guy
Book
don't
What's
know
in the
what
word,
he's gonna
bro?
read it.
Hey,
He
because what does it
knows.
mean? It's not even a word, isn't it?
Don't worry, it's between us two.
I
You
think I'll
guys
spell it.
can-
How about that? Spell it.
Huh?
It sounds like. Say that again. Say that again.
You're not even saying it right, you fucking
No.
dickhead.
Wait. Let me get my accent. Caraboca.
I'm ready for it.
Caraboca.
What? Is that shut your mouth? I think that's what that means.
Yeah, see? There we go.
Right, is
Oh,
that what you're
man,
telling the Jones
man's-
over there,
man's
bro?
half British, half Portuguese. Get me. But I
You
need
went
to
to
learn.
Afro Nations and that's
How's that the only word?
Yeah,
How's
how's
that
the
the
only
only
word
phrase
you
you
know,
know?
bro?
That's the one girl taught me that. That was it. And,
She
you
told you
wanna-
to shut your mouth.
What were you saying to her?
Yeah.
do you know what it was? I was saying a
shut your
lot of
mouth in
stuff.
Portuguese.
You were giving her the D block bars, talking about yeah this and that.
Yeah,
and
that
that.
was
Shut your
I
mouth,
told
bro.
her she could sit on my face, and she just told me Caraboca, and it gets like that.
Jesus.
Well, there's a bar in that. To be fair, there's a bar somewhere there.
Yeah, there's a bar somewhere.
See?
Some crossover shit's coming.
There. Mm.
Come on.
We're gonna
I'm
get.
looking forward to
there
the
has
next
be-
project, man. The next release,
there has to
mid-February.
be a- There
Mid-February.
has to be a
Yeah.
GDS bar. Someone has to put a GDS bar in there.
You're the rapper, nigga. Shit.
I like you're the
Me?
rapper. Why you looking at us?
Mm.
I ain't got bars.
Represent.
I'm not a
Represent,
rapper.
man.
I'm not a rapper. I just do it part time. I'm so part time at the moment. It's not even funny.
Oh, he's moving like them roadman. Oh, I only rap
You know what I
part time.
No,
Part-time.
I put all my effort here. This is where I put all my effort.
We appreciate
I've
you,
been-
bro.
I've been
We appreciate
grinding
it,
here,
man.
but I'm soon. Don't worry, March 2022.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be like Drake in October. It's gonna be special.
That's your month.
Hopefully, like I said, it was supposed to be February, but then I tried to use a sample in it. This is the truth. So full
Copyright.
circle convo. I tried to use a sample in it, and I slapped it on like the publishing site. I thought it's all good. I thought I got the sample cleared because it was royalty free. Boop, literally got cut, and I was just like, lip. So it might be a little free release thing on YouTube and SoundCloud, but yeah, much. And we might just letting the boys know this as well. We might be shooting part of a music video in London.
Swear, you need me to get the rental.
What side?
In
North
L-Town.
London.
We're getting a Lambo.
No,
I
north
said
side.
the Lambo. I can't even afford Peugeot, and you're talking about Lambo.
No, we can get the Lambo, man.
Hey, God
We can get
forbid.
Get the
Lambo.
Lambo. Get the
Yeah,
Lambo.
man.
Merry
I
Christmas.
couldn't-
Merry Christmas. Merry
I
Christmas.
can't even
That's it.
afford lamb. I can't even afford lamb. And you want Lambo. I'm an independent artist. You know, there's no independent is code for broke, boy. I'm broke.
So
Between
we're getting the Lambroke. That's what we're getting.
we're getting the lamb
we're
broke.
getting the
man.
Lambo.
Hopefully,
Do you know
we
what?
can
We're
just
just
get
standing in
someone
front
who's
of the
got
shop, the showroom. We're just standing in front of it. Get a quick fit.
until they
Vibes.
someone tried to
Do
do
what
that. innit?
Teflon and them man done. Teflon and Tiny Boost. Just go in the showroom.
Why not?
Shoot the video there.
Yeah.
We'll get arrested, but it'll be worth it.
It'll be worth
Yeah.
it. Inshallah vibes. And then put it on Shade Brother. What's the song Blow? Million views. Shade Brother
1
on
million
TikTok.
views.
1 million streams instantly.
Facts.
But listen, guys, it's been beautiful. You know what it is already. We're the GDS podcast. You already know. Get them sugar. Grind, don't stop. Get that shmool out all 2022, baby. Peace and love. We are out.
Love, boys. Catch you in a bit.
Out.
See you later, boy.
See you later.
Take care, man.
Take care.